Champions League Inter Milan vs Feyenoord prediction, team news, lineups preview. With one foot in the Champions League quarter-finals after last week's first leg, Inter Milan will aim to finish the job against Feyenoord when the pair meet again on Tuesday. Inter take a 2-goal lead into the second leg of their last 16 tie at San Siro, so the Dutch club face an improbable task against Europe's meanest defense. Match preview. Although Piotr Zielinski saw his penalty saved by Tymon Wellenreuther at a typically atmospheric DeQuip, last Wednesday's opener still went Inter's way thanks to goals from star strikers Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. An 18th Champions League strike also took the latter one goal ahead of legendary forward Sandro Mazzola, becoming the Italian club's all-time leading scorer in Europe's top tournament. While Feyenoord required a playoff to reach this stage, Inter have proved imperious in continental competition this season, finishing fourth in the league phase to qualify directly, and they are now 90 minutes away from a likely quarter-final clash with Bayern Munich. Simone Inzaghi's side have played 875 minutes of Champions League football this term and only been behind for 285 seconds, during a late loss to Bayer Leverkusen, the sole goal they have conceded in 9 matches. So, having won each of their last 5 European home games without conceding, fans of the Nerazzurri may expect their team to progress without too much fuss. Not only have the 3-time European champions and runners-up 2 years ago lost just 3 of their last 24 Champions League fixtures, but they are also top of the pile in Serie A amid a fascinating title race. Across all competitions, Inter have won 28 and lost only 5 of 41 games this season, recently overtaking immediate predecessors Napoli in the fight to retain their Scudetto. Leading the way in Italy's closest top 4 race this century, Inzaghi's men secured a 3-2 win over rock-bottom Monza on Saturday, when they ultimately averted embarrassment by fighting back from 2 down at San Siro. Having reached the last 16 for a first time in the Champions League era, Feyenoord are aiming to become just the 4th team to beat both Milan clubs in the same continental campaign. The 1970 European champions may have eliminated Inter's city rivals AC Milan in the playoffs, but they were well beaten by the Nerazzurri in Rotterdam and are winless in their last 8 away games against Italian opponents. A remarkable lack of luck with injuries and a certain amount of mismanagement has seen the Eredivisie side go through 2 coaches since Arne Slot's departure, and playing legend Robin van Persie was in charge for the first leg. Leading to the former striker's appointment, Feyenoord recently suffered 3 defeats in 8 league matches, as many as throughout the previous 50, though they were unbeaten in 6 games prior to last week's loss. Still burdened by a long absence list, history also suggests that an incredible comeback may be beyond them. Across 26 away matches in the Champions League, they have only ever managed 1 win by more than a single goal, beating Benfica 3-1 in Lisbon earlier this season. Van Persie cannot complain about being given every chance to prepare his troops, though, as the Dutch FA allowed Feyenoord the weekend off from domestic duty. Lying 16 points shy of top spot in the Netherlands and already out of the KNVB Beker, they can therefore throw everything into Tuesday's contest. Team news. Inter made several changes on Saturday, resting Marcus Thuram and bringing back their tried-and-trusted midfield unit, but Simone Inzaghi is likely to recall his French forward in midweek, set to partner Thuram up front. Lautaro Martinez has scored 6 goals in 9 Champions League appearances this season. Only 3 Inter players have ever managed more in a single campaign: Hernan Crespo in 2002-2003-9, Samuel Eto'o in 2010-11-8 and Adriano in 2004-2005-7. While the hosts will still be without several wingbacks of Matteo Darmian, Federico Di Marco and Nikola Zalewski due to injury. Carlos Augusto returned to action as a second-half substitute against Monza. Having deputized on the left flank, Alessandro Battoni could therefore resume his role in central defense. First-choice goalkeeper Jan Sommer was also back on the bench following thumb surgery, though it remains to be seen whether the veteran stopper is now ready to displace deputy Josep Martinez. Dutch centre-back Stefan de Vrij is an option in defense. He joined Feyenoord as a 10-year-old over 2 decades ago, before going on to achieve success in Italy. Meanwhile, the visitors' injury crisis continues, and as many as 10 men could miss the trip to Milan. Most notably, Hwang In-beom, Bart Nieuwkoop, Gernot Trauner, Calvin Stengs, goalkeeper Justin Bigelow and captain Quinten Timber are unavailable. Teenage defender Guevara Reed returns from suspension, but Ibrahim Osman must now serve a 1-match ban for accumulated bookings following his yellow card in the first leg, shouldering the creative burden up front. Igor Paisao has been directly involved in 4 goals in 5 Champions League away games this term. The Brazilian winger is set to support lone striker Julian Carranza. Inter Milan possible starting lineup: J. Martinez, Pavard, De Vrij, Battoni, Dumfries, Barella, Aslani, Zielinski, Augusto, L. Martinez, Thuram. Feyenoord possible starting lineup: Wellenreuther, Reed, Milan, Henko, Bueno, Motor, Small, Haj Musa, Paisao, Ivanusek, Carranza. We say, Inter Milan 2-0 Feyenoord Inter win 4-0 on aggregate. There was very little in the first leg to suggest Feyenoord have sufficient firepower to topple another Milan giant. With clean sheets written in their DNA under Simone Inzaghi, Inter can expect to progress and book a possible last 8 clash with Bayern Munich, their victims in the 2010 final. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.